taking a sip of this coffee. Get hyped off the bean. Yeah! But anyway, Budds Creek. I got hyped. You should be hyped. Haiden Deegan's hyped. No, but Haiden Deegan put on an absolute clinic. First moto. Wraps up the championship in the second. Well, he actually did it after the first. But anyway, wraps up the championship. Eli Tomac made his return to Pro Motocross, which was sick. Hunter Lawrence almost got an overall win. He's been so close a lot this season. But Chase Sexton snagged it in the second moto and got another overall win. So a lot more to unpack from Budds Creek. So let's get into it in this episode of Off the Rip. So let's take a look at some of the wild moments that went down at Budds Creek. Off the rip, 250, Moto 1, big pile up in the first turn. We saw riders like Masterful and Anstie go down. Haiden Deegan for sure was on a sweet one. He uncorked a 30-second gap on the rest of the field. And then the wildest moment by far from the day was when Justin Cooper tagged Hunter Lawrence's rear wheel or swing arm and then just goes flying off his bike. I can't believe the dude got up from that, so props to him for climbing up to 20th and finishing the moto. It's crazy because just a couple weeks ago, I was on a way slower jump, not going that fast, but I did the same thing. Broke 2 ribs, collapsed a lung. I don't know, these guys are built different, I guess. But anyway, those were all the wild moments from Budds Creek. All right, so coming into Budds Creek, Haiden Deegan had a 70-point lead over second place Levi Kitchen. Everybody was wondering and assuming that Haiden was going to wrap up the championship early, and he did. First moto, checked out, pulled that crazy gap on the rest of the field, got up to 30 seconds, and then eventually finished with a 10-second gap because he tipped over in that corner. But he said on the podium he wanted to annihilate the rest of the field and just destroy them. It made me think, why did he want to do that? Like, yeah, you want to go out there and you want to win and wrap it up the first moto, but I think, I don't know, could be that Chance Hymas at Unadilla was on another level, and Haiden doesn't want to give Chance Hymas that confidence or the rest of the field any confidence. And then the second moto, not the best start, and he was in 10th pretty much the whole moto. Hard to want to charge up to the front when you know you just wrapped up the championship, so not enough oomph or drive or grit to get to the front after you just won the damn thing. So I could see why he settled for a 10th place or 9th place, whatever he got. One thing for sure, as we saw from this season, Haiden Deegan is no joke, and he's going to do big things in the sport. Look at the points gap that he put on the rest of the field. He wrapped it up early. He's the second youngest rider to win a Pro Motocross championship in the 250 class. The other one, James Stewart. And then talking about big time riders, we are in such a awesome spot as fans to watch Haiden Deegan go after one of the best guys to ever ride a dirt bike, and that's Jet Lawrence. So I can't wait to see those two battle it out in the 450 class. It's going to be exciting to watch. Haiden his own character, Jet's his own character, so I like that. I like that there's going to be a little bit of difference between the two. And then, we have Chase and Hunter and just all these other riders and talents that are coming up through the sport. So while we're talking about 450s, let's move on to the 450 class. Okay, so 450 class, a lot to talk about in this 450 class because big storyline coming in. Eli Tomac returns to racing. I was bummed. I was bummed on Eli's performance. Like, what? That's not Tomac. I don't know what's happening, dude. He said he wanted to come back and he was going to be competitive. I was thinking that this dude was going to maybe pull off a win. He'll be a wild card. Show Chase what's up. Show Hunta what's up. But no, dude, I was like, damn, it was tough to watch, especially as a Tomac fan, to see him out there just kind of in the mid-pack. He is being talked about for being on Team USA for Motocross of Nations, but I don't know if that's a good choice, man. And it's crazy to say, but I think who should be in that third spot? Well, let's think about who's going to be on Team USA. Chase Sexton for sure is in. Haiden Deegan if he wants to do it, or Levi Kitchen. Those two, both strong MX2 riders. And then the third spot, who we've all been thinking who's going to fill. Tomac, Plessinger, Justin Cooper, Malcolm Stewart. No, I'm kidding, not Malcolm Stewart. Everybody's been talking about that third spot. Who's going to be the third spot? Who's going to be the third spot? And I strongly think that AP, Aaron Plessinger, should be that third spot over Tomac. And it's crazy to say, never in my life would I think Plessinger should go over Tomac, but that's just not primetime Eli Tomac. That's not Motocross of Nations 2022 Eli Tomac that we've seen. With that, I think we need to have a strong team, especially since Team Australia is going to be really strong. The Netherlands, Chile, I don't know. No, I'm kidding. But you know what I mean. Speaking of Team Australia, Hunta, Lawrence, man, dude, he's so close to getting these overall wins, but Chase is just that much better the second moto. He just can't figure it out in the second moto. But speaking of the Lawrences, over the weekend we saw that Jet Lawrence is back on the bike and back riding. He posted on Instagram, he posted the song, he put up a picture and then he put the song by Drake, Poppy's Home.
Daddy, chill.
And I love it. I love the confidence. I love seeing that. If I'm him, I'm feeling sweet. I'm like, yeah, I'm that guy. But if I'm his competition, whew, you got me bent, dude. There's no way I'm gonna want to let this guy beat me. I'm gonna throw in another 30-minute moto in my training just to beat this guy. I don't know. I'm gonna find out something or find a way to beat this, because that's cold. That's just cold right there. I would take that personally. I wouldn't let it slide, and I would just put that I would put a screenshot and just put that in my gym every day and look at that so I can beat him. But speaking of that, Chase Sexton, he's winning, so he's building confidence. He's gonna win the championship at Ironman unless something crazy happens. But yeah, I think this is good for Chase that Jet's out, because you know he can rely on the speed that he's had this year, and he can rely just on being the championship guy and that he was able to do it. So it should help him out next year whenever the two battle. He just needs to know that he can win and he has the speed to, especially when you have Jet over there putting Poppy's Home on Instagram. But anyway, things to look forward to for Ironman next weekend. It's the last round of the Pro Motocross series. Will Eli Tomac bounce back and do better than how we did here at Budds Creek? Is Team USA gonna be announced? Maybe, or after, I don't know. Sometimes they delay it. And then can Hunter pull off an overall this at least once this season? He has one more shot at doing it. And then the biggest one is Chase Sexton wrapping up his first ever 450 Pro Motocross Championship, so that should be exciting to watch. We'll see it all shake down this weekend, and I'll be here on Off the Rip to talk about it with you guys. Peace.